So I've decided to do another case since I have the time today. And I haven't watched the full video of Dining with Death that she did today about it. But I was like, I haven't heard about this. And I love true crime, so it's rare I haven't heard about something. But this is called the Manacled Mormon case. It's also known as the Mormon Sex and Chains case. It's about Joyce McKinney and an accomplice. What was his name? Can't find it in my notes here. Keith May, who was 24. They kidnapped, and well, they kidnapped. Really, he did, and she sexually assaulted him. But she's the one that put it all in motion, so she was an accessory to the kidnapping. But they skipped bail and fled to the United States. They couldn't be tried because they were not extradited, and that's because they used a fake passport. But according to Anderson, that he had been abducted by McKinney from the steps of a church meeting house, and was chained to a bed and raped by her, which I think this case would have different results if it had been him that had kidnapped her and raped her, which is bullshit, because it should be considered a heinous crime either way. And this is the incident. This is how it happened. A young Mormon missionary, Kirk Anderson, went missing on September 14th, 1977 from steps of a meeting house of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You may know them as Mormons. By Keith May on the 24th. He was 24. He had posed as an investigator into Mormonism. He used a fake handgun and chloroform. 3 days later, they freed Keith Anderson. He made a report to the police that he had been abducted, driven to Devon, and imprisoned against his will, chained to a bed in a cottage where Joyce Bernann McKinney, who was born on August 6, 1949, if it matters, as Joy McKinney. She had attempted to seduce and then raped him. Police set up a sting operation by having Anderson set up a September 21st rendezvous with McKinney and May, leading to the two suspects being arrested. On September 19th, 1977, McKinney and May were arrested and charged with kidnapping and assault. They denied the charges. Basically, she was obsessed with him and made a lot of comments as such. They tried to make something about the fact that McKinney was not as big, but she had May help her, so that doesn't make any difference. Plus, he probably didn't know that the gun was a fake handgun. I mean, because some of those, especially back then, looked really real. Under the Sexual Offences Act of 1956, that was in place at the time in the United Kingdom, because the victim was male and she was female. She couldn't be convicted of rape. McKinney and May jumped bail and absconded from the UK on April 12, 1978. The trial was due to begin on May 2nd. A judge at London's Central Criminal Court in June 1978 sentenced McKinney and May to a year in prison for skipping bail. They were sentenced in absentia, but they didn't start any extradition proceedings for some stupid reason. On July 18, 1979, May and McKinney were both arrested in the United States by the FBI on charges of making false statements in order to obtain passports. They both received suspended sentences. The coverage in British newspapers in the final months of 1977 was extensive. Some newspapers sought to obtain scoops on the story and to undermine each other as they managed to obtain and publish exclusive information. Later crimes, because nothing really happened about Anderson other than he moved on with his life, I guess. He shies away from publicity and is a real estate agent now. Apparently McKinney's in a wheelchair. I don't feel sorry for her, though. But apparently she got a vehicular manslaughter charge in July 2019. She apparently had outstanding warrants for battery and public nuisance. So she would probably be looked at differently if she were male. And so, which I have a problem with, because this is awful shit. She was taken into custody for her pre-existing warrants. Because of all the warrants and all the crimes she allegedly committed, she was put on a combined bill of $137,500. If convicted, she faces up to a maximum of 11 years in state prison. Apparently, she was ordered a psych eval, and he was sent on July 11, 2019 to the Los Angeles Court Division for Mentally Incompetent Defendants. She was taken to the Metropolitan State Hospital in Norwalk. In February 2020, a judge in Van Nuys ruled, Norwalk is in Los Angeles County, by the way. In February 2020, a judge in Van Nuys ruled once again she was not competent. Then, in my opinion, she should be in a mental hospital for criminals for the rest of her life, and until she is found to be competent. So this one is, I guess, 2 for 2 on the messed up division, because I just did a case. It'll be a few days for y'all, but or at least a couple of days. But for me, they were back to back, like just a few minutes apart from one another. But this was the case of the Manacled Mormon, and I hope you can manage to have a good rest of your day, or a great rest of your day. And with that said, I'll make more audio videos soon, and I hope that you enjoy this. Okay, bye.